business who do custom clothing orders too. Find us at gradygearcompany.com. Greg Bakun here. Like many of you, I still collect physical books, and not just any books, but books about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. I go to Megas Books and Herbs, located in the Arts District of Minneapolis, but books are only part of it. Megas Books and Herbs offers crystals, jewelry, herbs, oils, and consultations on how to use this stuff. Check out their in-store classes and events too. This place has everything to expand your horizons. Located at 1848 Central Avenue, Minneapolis, or visit megasbooks.com. Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for showers and storms tonight with a low around 65. Thursday, more rain with a high near 76. And Friday, partly sunny with a high near 75. Tired of ordinary meals? Elevate your culinary experience with Vinaigrette's premium oils and vinegars. From extra virgin olive oils to balsamic vinegars, they've been perfecting the art since 2009. A family-owned gem at 50th and Xerxes in Minneapolis. Visit vinaigrettemn.com for a taste of excellence. Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you very much for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday evening. Way over in Eden Prairie, we have Adam running the board tonight. How are you doing, Adam?
Doing well tonight, sir. How is things gone in the St. Michael area? You guys getting that rain yet?
There's rain coming?
Yeah, there's supposed to be rain coming. Supposed to be starting around here about the time the show ends. Didn't know if it was coming down from the north or not.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I listened to Brett do the weather. I didn't hear much about rain in that, but okay.
Oh, there's rain on the way. At least that's what the satellite tells me.
But you know what I did today? I went for lunch, which is not, that part's not unusual. You know where I went to lunch today?
I'm gonna guess somewhere better than I went.
Well, I probably, quite frankly, Mavericks.
Yeah, you did.
I went with, of all people, Robert Pilot.
Oh, how is Robert? I haven't seen him in a while.
Doing very, very well. We were talking about a lot of stuff, and he's taking some of my equipment when he goes out to the Democratic National Convention next week, so that hopefully he can broadcast with ease. Awesome. From Chicago. But you know what was really cool about this is that I actually saw Tim, who owns Mavericks. I saw his dad. His dad works there like during the rush hour for lunches and helps out, basically greeting and stuff. You know what he said? He said, because I introduced myself, and he said, you know, there isn't a day that goes by that at least one person doesn't come up to him and said that they heard about Mavericks through AM 950.
That's awesome. The power of radio still exists.
A power of radio. Yes, absolutely. My goodness. And they thought it was dead, but here we are.
We're live and in living color now, especially if you have StreamYard.
so talking about broadcasting, we kind of have a broadcasting legend with us tonight.
Thank
absolutely. No. I mean, he's joining us. I didn't mean you. He's joining us. We'll just, yeah.
I mean, we're legends in our own mind, but we're legends.
So, on July 10th, 2023, I started going nightly with GhostBox Radio. And the first thing I said when I was able to do this was that, I wasn't thinking of like Coast to Coast or Art Bell when I was doing my iteration of GhostBox Radio. I was thinking of Darkness Radio. I've listened to Darkness Radio for so many years. I loved it. I love the fact that it's casual, but it still could scare the out of you. It could do so many different things. It was very flexible, and I just enjoyed it. It was a great way to spend evenings, especially getting more and more into the paranormal. And I was really thrilled when I reached out to Tim Dennis, who is doing Darkness Radio, and we're going to talk about the changes of Darkness Radio over the last few years. And just about how awesome it is. And I was really thrilled that Tim agreed to come on tonight. And I'm talking like he's not even there, and I can see him staring at me, but that's okay. That's okay, because I really have nothing more to say other than, Tim, welcome to GhostBox Radio.
Thank you, Greg. It's my honor to be here.
Well, my goodness. I mean, it's just it's so amazing that we're finally talking. We've been talking about this for about a year. Well, I've been talking about it for a year. You've been ignoring me for most of the year.
No. I assure you, it comes down to schedules, and I keep myself probably more busy than I should. So, and not only that, I had this small thing called a heart attack not too long ago. So, I had that thing going on for me. So, yeah.
You always have to turn it in about you, don't you?
Yeah,
that's fine. I didn't actually know about that, to be perfectly honest.
You talk about the old school radio mentality. It was a year ago February that I had an ablation, and I woke up 3 times on the table.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And it was it would have been a year and a half ago. So it would have been a year. Yeah, it would have been Halloween of 2023. Would it have been? Or 2022? I'm trying to remember. I had congestive heart failure, so I had the actual event where I gained 25 pounds like within 2 days.
Oh my gosh!
25 pounds of fluid, and I was rushed to the hospital. And they got the fluid off of me and said, you're going to have this ablation. And I had a regular, I've always had a PVCs, which is an extra downbeat in my heart. But then it went out of control. Like the whole ticker went out of control. And I had what's called VTAC, or ventricular tachycardia. And the whole thing went out of rhythm. And it was out of rhythm about, I think they said 40% of the time. Wow. So yeah, so it was just time. It was time to get the whole plumbing redone and everything. So, it took a while to get that surgery done, because evidently you're in danger, but not that bad. So, it's, and I think there's money involved, there's that thing.
Imagine.
Yeah. Money and insurance, you're in danger, but not that bad.
No.
So, I went from October to February, and then in February I had my surgery, and I got my surgeon a little mad at me, because it takes 2 hours to map out your body. They use, and by the way, if you're going to have the surgery, get it done at the University of Minnesota. I'm just saying, they're miracle workers over there, and they've got the best equipment by far. And so they map your body out with magnets, and then they have this giant screen. If you ever want to watch the Vikings play, watch it on the screen, because it's huge. It's probably if you take the biggest room in your house and fill the wall with screens, it's probably that big. And what they do is they put these magnets all over your backside, your back, your butt, everywhere, and then they map out your entire body so that they can see with cameras, this camera system. And then they shove this camera in, and are able to map you magnetically. Well, the only problem is if you move, it wipes that entire screen clean. Right.
Yeah. I'd screw everything up many times.
Right. And they use a conscious sedation, which I move all the time. I don't know about you when you're sleeping, but I'm a squirrely little guy, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I'm not little. I don't want to lie to anybody. It's a radio. So, and I'm also a chronic pain patient, and I've broken almost a lot of bones in my body. So here's the deal. I get on the table and they consciously sedate me. Well, a lot of things are misfiring and they put me in a weird position and I get in a lot of pain and I want to move. Right. And Greg, I don't want to take up the entire time complaining, but they shackle you in the weirdest way. Let's just put it this way. There's places in foreign countries where you pay to be shackled the way I was shackled on that table. Let's just put it that way. And some people enjoy that kind of treatment, if you know what I mean. But, and I know it's late night, so I think I can get away with this.
Yeah, you're fine.
But
so people listening agreeing. Yeah, that's me. Yep.
Oh yeah. And where do I sign up for that again? So and I had the, I kid you not, the cuffs were furry. So
are you sure you're at the doctor? I mean, it's an easy mistake. The doctor on Hennepin and
no. So I'm cuffed and on the table, and I just remember this. I remember the time I remember waking up. They told me I woke up 2 times before, but the time I remember waking up, I woke up screaming. And I was screaming, and there was a giant pain from my neck all the way down my left arm. And I had 7 people scream at the same time, "Don't move." And I said, "But I gotta move. I'm in pain." And they said, No. And I heard this really nice nurse say, "We're getting you something for the pain." And by the time she said pain, out like a light.
Wow.
And then when I woke up, it was late at night. And I went in at 11 in the morning. And by the time I woke up, it was 10 o'clock at night. And I saw my surgeon, very nice man, by the name of Dr. Rukos, who's been featured on Care 11 News. Yeah. Looking around the corner very angrily at me, like this shouldn't have took this long. And he had given instructions as to, not only where I could go, but also where, what was to happen with me afterwards for my aftercare. But no, I do have very good care of me.
I do have to ask, when you're waking up and stuff, did the nurses and doctors look human, or were they gray with big black eyes? Let's just level set this conversation right now. And
kind of a hybrid. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So Pleiadian. Okay. Good.
Yeah. So, there's something about that. No, I'm kidding. But and no, I didn't see a tunnel. I didn't see a white light. I didn't float above my body. I've had all those questions. Yeah. No, nothing, none of that.
So how are we today in terms of after all that had happened? How's the heart? How's your health? Good. Are you doing well?
Good. I've never been better. Actually, since I've had the surgery in February. You want to hear something? No. Okay. So I was talking about old school radio mentality. Yeah. Didn't miss the show.
Did you do it from? Did you have to? Was it an outpatient sort of thing, or was it? Yeah. Did you have to stay? Okay.
Yep. So I went in, had the surgery on a Friday. My next show on Tuesday, did the show.
I believe it. You're that kind of person. I totally get it. And, for those of you who care, and some of you may not, Tim, myself, and Adam, we share a number of similarities. One of them that we all worked at AM 950. Mm-hmm. That's something. And I don't know what. You know what the funny thing is? You come back to the station, I don't think anything's moved. I think you can go back down to the control room and you'd probably be like, "Oh, that's where I left my glasses." They'd still be there.
Probably not been dusted either.
Are you remote viewing right now?
We do have a pair up here that's at least 25 years old.
It is, but it's women's. Isn't it a woman's glasses?
Yeah, it is. Or just some readers from like Walgreens, one or the other.
Yeah. So and then also we all went to Brown Institute for broadcasting. Mm-hmm. What year did you go?
1990.
Do you not want people to know your?
No. I don't mind saying it all. 92.
Is that when you graduated or when you went?
I went 92. I came, was it, no, wait a minute. Yeah, I went and came out 92. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, as the factory works, you left and I went in right after.
Really?
So
Okay.
I went in 92 and I left in 94.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Adam, you're much later, aren't you?
Yeah, went in 01, left in 02.
Yeah, well, we don't care.
See, because I went to Winona State University before. I went to Winona State from 98, or I'm sorry, 88 to 91.
Okay.
Ran out of money, came up here, worked my way back to Brown, went to Brown, finished up at Brown. I finished up with the deadly certificate because I just wanted to get out on the road and work.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to do the traveling carny thing and just, get out there and work. Which was my mistake. I should have got the 2 year.
I did the 2 year because I didn't think I'd ever need to go to college beyond that. Where's the laughing sound effect when you need one? And I went back. I eventually went on to get my.
Are you looking for? Oh no, you want this? I'll give you that.
Yeah, we can definitely do that, or even just.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is for those who, there's something wonderful about Brown. But for those who don't know, it's primary, and this was kind of new to education, at least in a sense. They were very money focused. All schools are, but it wasn't hidden in the slightest. And if I could real fast tell my favorite story of because we had to audition to get into the school.
Yes. Yeah.
And this, when I say this isn't a direct rip on anyone or any way that people speak. I need to put that disclosure out there up front. But in my senior year in high school, I went out to Brown to audition. Do you remember Mike Levy at all?
Yes. Yep.
So Mike Levy is on the other side of the table, and he is conducting the audition. And I have some copy, and I have to read it cold. And I was doing speech at school, so I just obviously radio is the next step, right? And so I'm reading the copy, and literally after I'm done, he just does this. He puts his hands on the table, and he slowly gets up, and he's like, "I just want to say that is the best read I've ever heard for an audition." And I'm thinking, as an 18-year-old. Look at this. Look, I'm going to be amazing. Tom Bernard, look out. And so in my final quarter at Brown, I decided I could share that nugget. And I was talking to somebody, and I'm just like, and I told him the story, like Mike Levy, and he just looks at me and goes, "That's what he said to me too." And I am not kidding.
I was going to say, as he said that to you, did he slide the contract to you at the same time?
Yeah.
He said,
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and then jump forward 400 years, and did you? I don't know if you had Tom Coyne as a teacher. He did TV mainly.
Yes,
and I spent a great deal of time, working in television after I got out of there, more so than radio. And so I was heading up post production at Carmichael Lynch, and I reached out to him, see how he's doing and stuff. And he's teaching over there and stuff. And I'm like, Tom, I've have this like 25 years of experience now. I would love to teach over at Brown when it was still over. I'd love to do what you're doing and teach there. Literally, he became like, "You ain't coming over and teaching at our school." He was like desperately like, you ain't getting in here. This is my job. I was just like, okay.
Whoa. I always heard it was no gold mine. Like they didn't make that much.
Well, I think, and I looked at that as being like, I'm gonna supplement, and I want to share. I want to share my experience of being me, and no one wanted that. So unsurprisingly, let's do this. We talked enough about me for this segment. Why don't we get back to it? We take a break. When we come back, let's talk about Darkness Radio. Let's talk about what Tim's been up to, and just kind of focus back. Folks, don't forget, put some comments in the comments section. You can also call us 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. Probably the same number that you had when you worked for AM 950. Tim, you're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
This is your Magus Books magical moment with Liz. Aragonite is a beautiful stone with calming brown stripes and ancient spiritual associations. Grab your aragonite when you need to drive away negativity and bring good luck to you and your loved ones. Keep one in a potted plant at home or carry one with you. Anyone can access the power of the positive with aragonite. Find Magus Books and Herbs at 1848 Central Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis and at magusbooks.com.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
Twin Cities Con returns to the Minneapolis Convention Center for their 4th year, November 8th through 10th. Twin Cities Con is a celebration of comics, toys, TV, film, art, cosplay, games, and all things nerdy. It's also a family-friendly event where you can meet your favorite celebrities, browse the vendor hall and artist alley for the coolest merch, watch celebrity Q&A, and even more. Twin Cities Con is bigger and better than ever before, with guests like Anakin Skywalker himself, Hayden Christensen, Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Encanto, WWE Hall of Fame wrestler Sting, and Lou Diamond Phillips. Plus, your favorite voice actors. 3 days of action-packed fun in the heart of Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Tickets start at $25. Kids tickets are just $8 for the entire weekend. VIP tickets also available, including some really cool VIP perks. Don't wait to get your tickets because early bird pricing is for a limited time. Buy your tickets and get more information at TwinCitiesCon.com. Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. There's only a few more days till Refined Divine Psychic and Holistic Healing Fair. That's going to be this Sunday, August 18th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm going to be there in Rochester, and I'm going to be speaking at 1:30. Thank you very much to Deb for fitting me in and allowing me to do that. Refined Divine herself, she's going to be doing a gallery at noon. I'm really looking forward to it. It's $5 to get in. It's free gift bags to the first 40 people who show up. Come on out, say hi, and certainly stick around to listen to what I have to talk about, because God, if I know what it's going to be, but we'll figure it out. Actually, we're going to talk some spirit box. I'm going to play some recordings. We're going to talk some aliens too, I think. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I have with me tonight Mr. Tim Dennis. And Tim is the host and producer of Darkness Radio. And Darkness Radio, Tim, now has been going on for about 75 years? I mean, it's been a little while.
Close to a century. Yeah.
Okay. So, I must have missed a few decades of it. So I do apologize.
There's a few decades I haven't put up in the archives either. It's 18 years now. It is in the 19th season. I know there's math in there that they don't teach in the public schools. But yeah, it looks like it says season 19 when you go in there. It is 18 years though. So started on January 1st, 2006. I'm just getting, you can tell there's way too much gray in my beard and I'm way too long in the tooth. So yeah.
How cool though, right? I mean, to have that continuity of doing this, this show. What is it that keeps you going with it? And I don't mean to make it sound like the George Burns, like how long can you make this last? But it's more of just like, I'm curious, especially doing my own thing. What is it that keeps you going?
It's the proverbial peeling of the onion. You get the outer layer and then you keep peeling and there's more and more layers and there's more and more to find out. And, I think, Greg, honestly, it's discoveries as we go through even the years and the decades. 20 years ago, as this whole thing was unfolding, you would have never talked about a quantum afterlife, right? Those two words alone, quantum afterlife, unfathomable. And now over the last 5 years, quantum afterlife is a very real thing. So just the expanse over 18 to 20 years, unimaginable, right? So, I mean, and you talk about the growth of just this little bit of the industry has been huge. And you talk about, I mean, even the concept that I'll be talking about in a week at Michigan Paracon with the three panelists that I'll be talking with. I think, and that's just the connectivity, but, we tend to separate, or we have in the past, separate our paranormal topics. So ghosts have to be here. Cryptids have to be here. Aliens have to be here. And we never put our chocolate in our peanut butter and our peanut butter in our chocolate, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, think about this. Even in the last 5 to 10 years, we've taken it and said, well, wait a minute. Isn't it funny how when you have a Bigfoot sighting, all of a sudden you look up and there's a craft, and I mean, that's more and more commonplace now. Or now we're talking about, what is it with ghosts and time travel? Why are we seeing period ghosts? Right. So all of these things are tying together, and this isn't necessarily new phenomena, but new theories.
It's like there's an evolution of, and not like you said, not of what it is, but an evolution of how we're accepting it, at least on a larger level. Is kind of in the same line of what you're saying.
Yeah. And I think it's not necessarily new ideas, but new spins on ideas.
Right.
And that continues to stimulate not only the listening audience, but the people who are interested in the field. I think it brings in new people to the field, and I think it brings new ideas into the field as well. This field continues to need, and I say field, but really it's the audience. I think the audience continues to need new blood, new people, new ideas. Simply because if you look at the way viewing habits and listening habits have gone over the last couple of years, let's face it, it's a little endangered. I mean, you look at what Warner Brothers Discovery did with their programming. They went away from ghost shows. Yeah. And they went away from ghost hunting shows. Yeah. And they've gone to more AI-based shows. Now, mainly it was an economic thing. But those were kind of the shows that, I mean, the diehards really were into. But were they? Because they were complaining on like Reddit subthreads and saying, well, I don't like this, I don't like that. They were getting picky, How do I tell if that's real or fake? That looks fake to me. And people were nitpicking a lot on a lot of the shows and thought, well, I can do it better because I do my own investigations. Well, let's see.
Then do it.
Yeah, then do it. But then now that all these shows are gone, now you have a lot of people going, well, where are my shows? I like my shows.
What What do you think of the kind of the wave that has come in to try to fill that void? And I'm talking about like certain shows going to YouTube, or that there is like a pay to subscribe services that provide those type of things. I mean, I don't know if you watch any of them or have any opinion on them, but I'm curious because that is trying to fill that void.
Oh, sure. And nature abhors a vacuum, right? So you put that vacuum up there, and let's face it, we're all paying for something, whether it be satellite or cable or whatever.
Or furry handcuffs.
Or furry handcuffs for surgery. Yeah. I paid a lot for that. Probably more than you would have done on Hennepin Avenue. But I actually enjoy let's call it for what it is. It's kind of guerrilla programming, right?
Right. Yeah.
So on YouTube, the stuff that you're seeing on YouTube, or the tubers that are out there, I guess you can call them that. And actually a good friend of mine, Katrina Weidman, started Travel the Dead with Heather Taddy, who's one of the panelists I'll be with at Michigan Paracon.
Name dropper. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
she was on my show once. She's
very nice. She's very nice.
She is super nice.
Yeah. By the way, Katrina, a real good friend of mine. There you go. I remember.
Well, and I believe it. She's not a good friend of mine, but I wish she was, but whatever.
She's very nice too. But this is
stellar radio, by the way. This is really
I know it's very boring for me to do this. What the heck was I saying? Anyways, Travel the Dead, excellent show, excellent production values. The gang from Destination Fear has done an excellent job with their and I know I'm not using their correct name. No. But they've done an excellent job with their show. Mm-hmm. There's the reinvention of what the people from television are doing with their shows is excellent. I don't know why I want to mention their names on air. I don't want to create controversy. But there's a couple of YouTube investigators that got in trouble recently.
Yeah, that's true.
That had been doing excellent work. They've been doing excellent work, but they had a little bit of a slip. Let's just put it that way. They got a little reckless.
Yep.
And that sometimes creates a bit of a black eye. I put it to you this way, because the internet is not television. It's much more powerful because it is the Wild West in a lot of ways. It's a more powerful medium than television because you can go anywhere. It's in everybody's hand. It's in everybody's office. It's everywhere. You can't get away from it. Unlike television, where you have to make it an appointment view, you have to sit down and watch it. Mm-hmm. It's so portable. It's everywhere, man. And so, it's so accessible that you're going to get more views on the web. I think it's time to stop saying that television is so important, because it's not. Mm-hmm. And programming is going to be more accessible and more important on the web. And that's why programmers for the networks are now more focused on clicks than they are necessarily on anything else, and why they're focusing on streaming services rather than they are their own TV program.
I think you bring up a really good point about that too, in the sense that, one of the things I always hear about people talking about, like the YouTube shows and stuff, is like, well, I mean, it could be very fake. Anyone can do it. It's, using the word fake quite a bit, but there are certain shows, and we don't need to talk about which ones, that they're not known for being the most accurate or the most that they may not, all their evidence may be fake to some extent as well. It's entertainment television. I'm not saying all of it is, but the point is, you can't really use that argument against the internet, because it was also happening in broadcast as well.
Right. But here's the thing. Do we really need to go after shows for being fake? Let's think about why you're watching. Okay. You're watching these shows because you're looking for entertainment value. are you really going to get a team together, spend hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars of your own money, and go out and try to prove them wrong and prove that you have real evidence, only to have people call you fake? I mean,
No, but you are going to have people who are watching the shows create a team, and if you're watching people who are not doing a very good job of doing doing a good investigation, I don't mean like clicking all the right pieces of the equipment or whatever, but I think you can get what I'm kind of getting at here, that you want to be able to, if you don't want to have people follow a bunch of the wrong type of programs, because it's just there's a lot of bad in it. But I get your point, and I totally I understand, and I guess that's what I was trying to say with the internet stuff as well. If you don't like it, just don't watch it.
Right. And that's the thing. The audience will weed out what's real and what doesn't. Trying to watch my language here. What doesn't rate on their stink meter. We'll put it that way.
Sure.
Because the stink meter is a real thing. And if you don't rate on that stink meter, you're gone. Right. Yeah. I mean, and the audience knows that, and they'll fall off.
Yeah.
And that it's just survival of the fittest. That's how it washes out.
And I mean, for me personally, I'm not really watching any of the shows, and I don't mean to say like I'm too above that sort of thing. It's just like, it's just like I just don't. And that's my own choice. That's my own decision. And to your point, it's like, if you don't like the stuff, the way that shows are presenting investigations, or you don't like certain investigators or the type of equipment they use, then don't watch it. Why put yourself through that? You don't need to be the watchdog. You don't need to be the person to point out that something is fake or not. I mean, in my opinion, and it becomes very insular, and it kind of just rotates and regurgitates when you start getting into that.
I think people will find, and also Jason Hawes recently started doing his own investigations. They're very good. Yeah. And he's not using the entire TAPS team. In fact, I think he's using James Johnson, some other friends. And here's what people will find out. And I'll make it very succinct. Here's the deal. People that were doing this on television that you think, oh, it's all crew, it's all fake, it's all Hollywood production. These are real investigators that took a stripped down crew. Basically, it's like taking a band with a lot of production, a lot of lights, a lot of sound, a lot of pyro, and they walked into a club stripped down with just a couple of instruments and blew you away. And that's what you're seeing in the paranormal world. Mm-hmm. They're walking into a club, or they're walking into a haunted set with a couple of cameras. I shouldn't say set. They're walking into a haunted location, couple of cameras. They're doing the same thing that they've always done, that they've been doing for decades. At Michigan Paracon, Greg, 20 years of ghost hunters. They're going to have the ghost hunters crew there and celebrating 20 years. These guys have been on television for 20 years. They've been doing it for over that, right? They've been doing a lot of this for over that. But think about all that experience. And for them, it's like breathing. Turn on a camera. Let's go to a haunted location. Give me any two instruments you want, and I'll show you how to do this. Mm-hmm. And I'll do it well. Not only well, I'll run circles around you. And that's something that you can't buy, No,
you can't. And you never hear, I've never heard anybody go after any of the TAPS teams, really, I mean, it just, and there's a reason for it. And 100%. Before we head off to break, I did have a quick question regarding, you're talking about quantum afterlives and stuff, and just the subject matter in general. Yeah. When you move from broadcast radio to doing the setup they have now, where you don't, I don't know how many, if you were left alone when you did the show on air, on broadcast, or if you if got notes or anything. Did you ever, did you change your type of like approach and subjects to the current iteration of Darkness once you left? What was it, KTLK that you were on?
Yep, KTLK. I tell you, a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit, but yes and no. Yes and no. You do tend to become a little more specialized, because with KTLK, we were 5 days a week. So you do have to, you do have a broader audience. So you do say to yourself, okay, like good example. Last week, I sat down with Dr. Charles Liu, who's on the Star Talk podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do a show about quantum physics. I wanted to take every aspect of the paranormal. I wanted to throw it at a quantum physicist and say, in your world, how do you fit a paranormal topic with quantum physics and make it work? How does it work in your world? And can you make it work? Can you marry the paranormal with science and explain it to me in a scientific realm?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd make a great topic. Now, on this show on AM 950, do you think that flies?
It's certainly something I could try if I wanted to, but it is something in my mind about my audience.
Yeah.
Because it is going to be more generalized. It doesn't mean that they're not smart enough to understand it, but it is a generalized sort of thing where I've always looked at it as taking a journey and bringing the audience with me. And you don't start high school as a senior. You start as a freshman and you move forward.
Now, there's a way to generalize that topic and bring it from way up here to kind of bring it to a middle ground. They always talk about in journalism class, you write at a third grade level, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So there's a way to bring it down to that third grade level, but scientists don't talk at a third grade level, right? So,
No.
But there are some that will. So you find that middle ground and you find a way to bring it to that middle ground and bring it to your audience. You can get a little hoity-toity on a podcast, and you can take it to a higher level on a podcast, and you have more room to cast that net where you don't have that room in broadcast radio, because in broadcast radio, you've got segments, you've got breaks. You don't have time to get deep. You don't have time to flesh out a subject.
Yeah. Though it also depends too on how smart your host is. And if your host isn't smart, then you're never going to have quantum anything. That's
True.
why we never had quantum anything on this show. So, come on.
You can do it.
Let's have fun here. All right. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we want to talk about how people can listen to Darkness, and then also talk about just some paranormal stuff. Don't forget to put your comments in the comment section, or you can give us a call. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakun here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh, every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for showers and storms tonight with a low around 65. Thursday, more rain with a high near 76. And Friday, partly sunny with a high near 75. If you need new windows, doors, or more, choose 952 Windows. They offer top-tier quality, unbeatable warranties, and Energy Star's most efficient ratings. Part of Loyal Home, 952 Windows is trusted by even their competitors' employees. Schedule them today at 952windows.com.
And I just want to remind everyone, tomorrow being Thursday, that over on Facebook at GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we do our weekly panel program, Myth or Mystery, and we're really excited. If you haven't seen Myth or Mystery, give it a shot. It's a very lighthearted, fun show where we take a look at clips and we decide whether something is myth, mystery, or unknown. And also, the fun part about it is that the audience can vote on it as well in real time. It's a lot of fun. We give away prizes. And here is a quick promo for what you're going to see tomorrow.
Next, on Myth or Mystery, a security bar across a door is caught on camera falling on its own in the Oliver House in Massachusetts. No one was on the property at the time. The bar doesn't slide easily and is held in place by brackets. Built in 1769, the Oliver House is a part of American history. Notable figures such as Benjamin Franklin have stayed here. When pressured by the Sons of Liberty, the Olivers fled to London, leaving the house behind. Ammunition was then made at the mill there, including the shot heard around the world, which started the American Revolution. And over the years has become well known as a haunted location, with year-round ghost tours. Elementals are said to roam here. Staff and guests report experiencing full-body apparitions, shadows, voices, seeing objects moved, and even pet spirits. Join us Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Myth or Mystery as we analyze the best in paranormal.
So join us tomorrow for that. And also tomorrow on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun, we're going to do a replay. We're going to have author Cheryl Lynn Carter. She's going to be on. She's going to be talking about the Skinwalker Ranch. She wrote a book, or co-wrote a book, Skinwalker Ranch Encounters. We had this episode in May. She is fantastic. Check it out tomorrow. We're going to replay that. I'm just happy I didn't call it Skywalker Ranch like I normally do. Sorry, I just do every time. We have with us tonight Tim Dennis, the host and producer of Darkness Radio. He spent the last segment crapping all over broadcast radio. So let's. I didn't do that. Come on. Roy Finden would be very upset with you right now.
Temperature. Furniture barn.
So I'm on the Darkness Radio website. There it says episodes, and then underneath says 1,465. That's
darknessradioshow.com, but go ahead.
Well, I wasn't giving the did I say darknessradio.com? Because I really wasn't trying to give the URL, but you're right, darknessradioshow.com.
Go ahead.
Tim's final appearance on GhostBox Radio. Hope you're enjoying it. No, come on. So how does this work? Because you are on how many days a week now?
3, but here's the deal. Not all the archives are up. So there's a specific break between season 3 and like season 10. And the reason for that, and a lot of people are like, well, where are all the episodes? Allow me to explain. Yeah. When we left a certain conglomerate, which shall remain nameless, they had a bit of a misunderstanding. They told us, oh, no, you'll be able to get your episodes off our server. And then they promptly wiped them off the server in Cleveland, which we got most of them off of through the help of a lot of our listeners. We got them archived, and we have our archive. The only problem is I have to manually add them. I don't know, Greg, if you've ever tried to manually add thousands of hours to a server, and then try to do all the production yourself.
Because you're also doing like hashtags. You're doing like really documenting, and I'm sorry.
Right. Manually, and everything has to be edited, including and we're getting into a lot of mumbo jumbo here, but there's certain things behind the scenes you have to do with editing and uploading a podcast that take time. So it takes you about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do each, edit, upload, add tags, all that other stuff. So for me to do, 1,000, 1,500 more episodes, there's probably about 3,000 to 4,000 episodes total. I think we're almost up to 2,000 that are actually been uploaded now. Is it 1,500 or 2,000?
Well, it says 1465.
I think that's just at Darkness Radio. But if I look at Audio Boom, what do I have at Audio Boom right now?
Well, and I mean, and one thing I guess I would say, if someone's like, well, where's the other episodes? I would be like, is 1,500 not enough for you right now? I mean, have you listened to all 1,500 episodes? If you haven't,
yeah,
please.
I have 1,545 at Audio Boom. But believe it or not, that's not like my number is bigger than yours. But it's it's not for some people. And I get that because people listen at work.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And you know what? Some if it's not enough for you, that's fine. And you know what? That tells me you love what we do. And you know what? I'll strive to get them up there. I just don't know. You know what I need? I need an intern. I need an intern that knows how to edit. I need an intern that knows social media and knows websites and wants to work. I just can't pay you.
Yeah.
So if you want to volunteer, if I got a volunteer out there that wants to work and wants to do this stuff, then, contact me, tim@darknessradio.com.
There you go.
Now,
are all your episodes, are they behind a paywall, or are they available, or
100% free?
100% free. But you could sign up for something if you want to help support you, right?
I'm thinking about putting that up. I'm not gonna lie. It's a right now it's ad based. So you know what? You may have to listen to a few ads, but right now, and here's the deal, Greg. I'm a little bit old school like this. There's plenty of paywalls.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people have gotten paywalled out and people have gotten subscribed out. And at one time we did have True Crime Tuesday behind a Patreon wall. I had heard enough of it. And this was a couple of years ago. I had heard enough of it. I'd heard enough of people complaining, just complaining that it's another $5. It's another $5. It's another $5. And this was before the video networks had got behind paywalls.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went, you know what? Enough. So when we went to Audio Boom, I reincorporated True Crime Tuesday back into the lineup. And I said, you know what? It's all free. All you got to do is just listen to ads. And that was it.
People don't mind it. People don't mind it as much as I would have thought, because I've run into that. We've run into that ourselves over on this end. And then my first thing is like, if we put it up for people to listen the next day, they're going to be annoyed that there's any kind of ads in there, and they're not. They can skip around too. So if they really wanted to, but I mean, I think people do understand too, the models that we all are kind of going off of, that we're all small enough to a certain extent that the people who are advertising with us, they're the one, they're helping keeping us going.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people who get that, and I'm grateful for that myself. So,
well, and here's the deal. And to put it a little, not that you haven't put it eloquently already yourself, but to put it a little more eloquently, here's the deal. If you want quality programming, somebody has to invest in that quality programming.
Yep.
Whether you dig into your pocket and invest in it because you believe in it, or we go out as broadcasters and find somebody to invest in what it is we do, so that you can take a chance on it and invest your time in it. And because investing your time in it is more than enough. I mean, time is short. Let's face it. We only get so much time on this planet, and we don't know how much time we get on this planet. So the fact that you're investing your time in it means so much to us. So then we're going to go out and we're going to find somebody to invest money in us so that we can continue to make this quality program, put it in front of you, right? We're just asking that you listen to the message of the people who have taken their hard-earned money and put it into us so we can continue to put this quality programming in front of you. That's all we ask. That's it.
That's it. That's
and
absolutely it.
If you like the message they have, go try their product, please. That's all we ask. Go try their product, because we're not going to take money from, from some schmo that's just going to throw money at us.
Yep.
We want you to try the quality products that they have. So it's cyclical.
I was going to say it's reciprocal too, because let them know where you heard it from.
Yeah,
it's a big part of it, because the people who are investing the money, they want to know that their message is breaking through, and that's a very important part of it. We have just about 2 minutes or so left here. It's running up fast. You're going out to Michigan Paracon next week, the final one. Isn't that something? I never made it. So I figured, well, not go this year then, because I don't want to get excited about it and not have another one. But there'll be something. I mean, it sounds like it's a great time. It sounds like you've been going. Have you been going the whole time?
Yeah,
that's cool. Cool. Good group of people out there running it and whatnot. Once again, before I forget, because I want to make sure people know this if you don't know it, and there's been, just so you know, Tim, if you've been looking at the comments, been people saying how much they enjoy Darkness Radio and stuff. I didn't put them up, just how it goes. No,
hey, you don't want me to get a big head. I understand.
I didn't want you to feel good about yourself. DarknessRadioshow.com. Go check it out, because we're only talking to one of the hosts. There's a number of hosts, wonderful, great people. It's a great show. Honestly, I mean, I don't think I have to tell people, go listen. I'm sure they all do. But if you haven't, or if you just haven't in a while, please go out and listen to Darkness Radio, hosted by our very own Tim Dennis here. Once worked for AM 950. So
once I produced the Nick Coleman morning show. Rest in peace, Nick. Thank you so much for the opportunity. If I can, thank you, Jessica Freeberg, Mally Fox, Beer City Bruiser, my co-hosts. They make the world go round. So.
Awesome. We got to go. Thank you, Tim. We'll be back tomorrow and Friday.
Come on, it's true.